Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout using the Scraptastic kit, the July Scraptastic kit. This is the 13th layout using this kit. It took me 58 minutes to complete. I showed you some of the papers I might be using from October afternoon. And I think that's Studio Calico, that one right there, I believe. And I'm going to use the cloud paper as the background. And that's a picture of my daughter with my grandson, not his mom, but his aunt, on the trampoline, jumping on the trampoline, and he absolutely loves the trampoline. There he was standing up, but he prefers sitting on his bum, and then that she just kind of bounces him, you know. And so anyway, so I just wanted to document that because it's actually her trampoline. She's the one that bought it, and because of her cheer, it gave her a place to practice her flips and stuff. And she's since moved, but she has no place to put the trampoline where she is now, so she leaves it here, and every time she comes home she makes sure to play on her trampoline for a bit, and my son uses it all the time. And now the dog has learned to jump on the trampoline and, you know, jump on the trampoline with him. So I used, again, some of those flowers that I could cut out of that pattern paper. I absolutely love those flowers. And where my daughter was on the page, you know, I kind of gave myself the permission to add flowers on the layout. Okay, the recording had stopped. So I was saying that I just kind of gave myself permission to, even though there was a little boy on the page, to add flowers on the layout. And she loves pink. It's her favorite color. And I love those flowers from that pattern paper. So it's a good, and I just like where this was. The background was kind of clouds and kind of airy and kind of fun. I just wanted it to be sort of almost like playful, and they were on the trampoline and, you know, summery. And so where the recording had stopped, hopefully I'm not going to be repeating everything that I've already said, but I mounted the photo on a blue cardstock, and then I added some gold foil. I think it's called Pow Glitter from American Craft. And then there was some scraps. There was the pink and white scraps, and I believe that was my mind's eye. And the background is polka dots. And then the other one was American Craft #summer, and it's just the strips of color that I love so much. And there was a little strip of pink that was left. And then there was the polka dot, and I can't remember what the back side of that one is. I can't pull it off the page, but it was just aqua with white polka dots, and a little bit is going to, you know, stick underneath that card, and the card is from the Simple Stories collection. And I just cut them apart, and this one says Summer Loving, and it has a bunch of hearts on it. So I thought it was just perfect, because this is, like I said, my second daughter, and this would be her nephew. And she works a lot. So and he lives in Bathurst. So when he comes over, she only gets a chance to see him a little bit because she works 3 jobs. So she'll make sure, you know, if she can find 45 minutes to come in and spend time with him, she'll make sure to come over and spend time with him. And so now I know that that's how I want the pattern papers, so I'm just going to glue everything down, and then I can fuss with the embellishment clusters. And I'm using my ATG gun, and I think I kind of moved my lighting because I was trying to make it so I would have more room on my desk, because one of the lights was actually sitting on my desk to the right of me, and I put it behind me instead, Anyway, it's not working out. So, but it's going to take me a while to figure this out. So yesterday, on my Facebook group, it is kind of reorganize a area in your scrap room, and I decided to reorganize my stamps and my die, but it kind of got me motivated to do more, and I rearranged a big part of my room and cleaned it all up, and it feels so good. I'm not done, but it just felt really good, and I was just at the point where I was ready to start working with the hip kit, and I just wanted to kind of start fresh. And I do that usually after every layout. I clean off my desk, and then once in a while I just give my whole room a good one do-over, because I just can't work. I just can't think when it's messy. So at this point, I just took out some of the washi tape that came in the kit, and I'm just going to add it to different areas of the layout. And it's quite subtle, like it's not something that, is really bam in your face, but it's just enough that in person you can kind of see it. I'm going to put one to the bottom of the layout, and then right behind that tag I'm going to put some washi tape there too. And I've put the year on there, just 2014. And there's where I put some washi tape. And then there was a flare that came in the kit, and it was You and Me, and I'm going to put it to the bottom cluster. There's another die cut that says You're My Greatest Adventure, and then I just added some foam tape in behind that. And every time she's here, he just loves it, because she just does, crazy stuff with him, and he just loves that. So it's like a little adventure every time she comes, because she just loves to play with him, and she's just crazy. So I'm going to use, I am down to not too many letters left with that We Are Memory Keeper letters. So what I had done is I had sat and kind of figured out some words that I could do, and then that kind of decided which pictures I was going to do. So this one here, I knew that I want to call it Bouncy 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 Baby, and that's one thing. When I take him to the trampoline, that's what I keep saying. I just keep singing that, and he loves that. And I'm looking to see if maybe I was going to use some of those embellishments, but I don't end up using them on this kit. There was a little flower that was a die cut. There's an arrow, and underneath I'm going to put the feather. And I don't end up using those embellishments. And I'm going to put the title right there. I'm going to finish the word baby right by that die cut. And then I end up putting 3 enamel dots. And those are the enamel dots that came in the kit. And I actually glue down the feather to that cluster right there where I'm to the bottom right, and then I just think, no, I don't like the way it looks, so then I just move it to the top. And then that little card is where I'm going to do my journaling. And I have to say, I have to sit down once I have a few commitments that I need to get done first, and then I'm going to sit down and I need to journal on about 50 layouts and then put them in albums. What I do is those iris containers that I put my kits in, well, I also put my layouts in. And the main reason for that is until I'm done with the kit, I like to keep all my, there's no sense putting them in page protectors, and then when I do the Killikit video, I have to pull everything out of the page protectors and put them back in. That would just be too much work. So I just leave them in that iris container, and they pile up. And then once, the plan is once I'm done the voiceovers, or before I do, not the voiceovers, but the Killikit video, I'm supposed to do the journaling, because I find that if I sit down and do the journaling all at once, I just get through it much faster Journaling is not my favorite thing to do. So if I just do it all at once, then I find that I can just get through it much faster. And then I'm supposed to put them in albums. Well, I've been kind of skipping the last two steps of this, so I really need to get going. So I went into my stash and I got those October afternoon stickers, and they're white with black outline, and I really love them. And they're kind of, the font on them is really kind of fun and just kind of reminded me of him bouncing, you know, just kind of fun and playful, I guess. Oh, and that reminds me, somebody asked me, how do you do voiceovers? And that's so much more, that question, it needs so much more than just a sentence or two. And I guess the best thing I can say is just Google it. I have a Mac, so depending on what kind of, you know, whether you have a PC or a Mac, it would be different. But for a Mac, you upload your movie to iMovie, and then you mute the clip, you fast forward it times whatever speed. I usually do times 4. And then you just record a voiceover because it's muted. So, you know, as I'm actually doing the video, even though I'm watching movies or whatever, it doesn't show up on the video because I've muted the whole clip. And then I do a voiceover, and I just have a headset with a mic, and I just got that at, I think it was Giant Tiger, and I think it was under $10, so it wasn't that expensive. But with a Mac, I had to buy, you can't just plug in a headset into a Mac, so I had to buy the iMic. So like I said, for whether you have a PC or a Mac, it's so different. But my best suggestion, I guess, would be to Google it. Everything is on Google. That's how I learned to do it. I just went on Google and said, okay, you know, what do I need to do? And then I went to my iMovie and then just clicked the buttons until, you know, I found what I need. And you know what? I've been doing this for a year and a half, and I still find stuff that I can do to it. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. So I guess that's, you know, the answer is just, if you have a Mac, I just kind of summarized it very much so. And but Google it. And I just glued down everything, the title and everything, and now I'm using my paint. It's like a paint pen, and I'm outlining around all the whole layout, just one line. And this is where I decide to put the year in the same font as that I use for part of the title. So I just put 2014. I added some enamel dots to the whole thing. And now I'm going to add some splatters in white and sort of a grayish. I'm going to put everything in my box. And I just got, from one of my orders, I got a deeper box, and I started using that because my mat was even though I was using a box, my mat was starting to look nasty, and I didn't like that. I ended up flipping my mat. I don't know if I have at this point, but I have the American craft mat, and one side is that teal and black, and the other side is teal and white. Yes, I have, because the teal and black side is just, I couldn't get it. I tried everything, and the only thing that worked was actually taking the markings off, and I didn't want that. Like, I want the markings because I do use my mat all the time to measure stuff and to square off stuff. So I flipped it over to the other side, but now I'm being very paranoid with that side. I don't want that side to be messed up. So again, you saw I moved that feather again. I was really being indecisive with that feather, but I decided to put it to the top of the layout. And now you're going to see some close-ups. And if you want to see more close-ups, you can join me on my blog. And don't forget to join this site. And then you'll know when I update with new pictures. And as soon as I'm done this voiceover, I got to go and update it. And also my Facebook group, where there's over 1,100 ladies sharing their layouts. And it's an awesome place to be. So that's it. The page is done. Thanks for watching. Bye.